Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Danny Davis bringing you episode 2 in the Greg Rowley series. Uh, Mr. Brickett asked that I chat a little bit and make a video about what my personal experience has been through the COVID-19 pandemic, the stay-at-home orders, and a little bit what I've seen on the commercial side of things and how I've been kind of handling my side of the business, just to share as we're all going through the same thing. For me, my wife is pregnant, so I was doing the stay-at-home thing a little bit before everyone else, before it was cool. And as you can tell, I have not had a haircut in quite a while. It's been about 2 months. I mean, this right here, I don't even know what to do with that. That's just going to be there for a while. Uh, but you know, I guess for me, the biggest thing to talk about is knowing that I work with a lot of investors, developers, business-minded people looking to really make money off of real estate. The end of February, the beginning of March, when the stock market really was taking its biggest hits, that was when, for me, things I've been working on for years, some for months, just categorically just hit the skid. They just stopped. People backed away really hard because they were focusing on obviously not knowing how bad this is going to be, and obviously making sure that they can sustain what they already have and not lose it, because many of these people have already been through a recession here recently and do not want to go through that again. So for me, that all happened in about 3 days, but the period of time after that was just this deafening silence, and that was hard to deal with because it affects your motivation, and we are all in our profession. We wake up every single day, we're unemployed, and it's beautiful because if you're self-driven and you're motivated, you can really kind of create your own destiny, and that's what's great. But the other side of that coin is you have to have that spark. And for the first time for me personally in about, I guess, I don't know, maybe about 12, 13 years, I lost that. And that was really difficult to handle. It was hard to accept. It was hard to understand. And, it was kind of like being taken away in a flood. You can't fight the current. You got to go with the current. And for me, what that became was self-care, was really letting myself smell the roses. It was going for bike rides with my wife. It was going for walks with my wife and the dogs, taking mornings slower, and not feeling guilty about doing that, being okay with that. And a big part of it too is exercise. I mean, you can't be sedentary at home. You got to be exercising. You got to get those endorphins released. It just changes your whole mentality. It's the absolute best drug. That has been huge for me. And as things have turned around, now they're getting a little bit better. A big part of being productive for me, like Greg had mentioned and Gary has recommended, is reaching out to your client base and talking to them. That really they were really happy to hear from me personally. They're happy to talk about what's going on, and honestly, they don't have a lot to do either. And business came from that, and that kind of helped my mentality too, that things are going to be okay, and there's opportunity here. So, and that has continued to progress over the last couple of weeks, and things are getting better. And pretty much across the board, most of the people I'm working with are saying, let's look at the next 30 to 60 days to really understand what this economic fallout is going to be. So that is a plus. There is a light at the end of this tunnel, but things are not as busy as they normally are. And I'm still living this hybrid, working from home thing. And it's harder to work from home. I think we all know that. There's more distractions, and it's just not the same mindset when you go in the office. But this is all temporary. If we're smart, if we're careful, if we come together as a community, this will be temporary, and we'll never have to do it again. And that's what's great, is if we stick together, this too shall pass. And I think Kootenai County is poised beautifully with the migration we've already been seeing. I think that this pandemic will continue to spur that along, and it'll be good for all of us. So really, for me, the biggest things have been self-care, maintaining your own kind of just mental health, and going with the current, accepting it, letting yourself relax if that's what it means, because things are just a little bit different. But also, being ready that things are going to change here soon. We can all go back to the grindstone before you know it. So almost appreciate it while it's here, even though it's bizarre, and it's a lot of people are dying, losing their lives, and it's terrible. But for what we can control, we have to try to control that. And that's just kind of what my life has been, and I hope that helps you too. But otherwise, I really look forward to seeing everybody again around the office as we get back up and going. And again, this too shall pass. So thanks, and I'll see you around.